Welcome back to Nerdio Commentaries Pikmin playthrough. With our engine, we can now land in the Forest of Hope. You just finished playing that a little while ago. What do you think of that?
I did. That one was a little bit harder. It didn't give me a clear go ahead. You can't do anything wrong. You actually have enemies, and you have water.
Which is an even fiercer enemy than some of them.
Yep, because I walked in there and got stuck. But since you're just starting, it's a little bit easier to get out of it, and even if you lose the Pikmin, you're not as if it was the last level. You also have a time frame now, which I didn't like.
Yeah, so you have basically from early morning till the sun starts to set. I think it's roughly about 15 minutes of playtime.
Which makes it a little bit more difficult, but if you have enough Pikmin, you can go really quick. Like, you can go faster than me because you're able to throw them where they're supposed to be, and you've had experience with it.
Exactly.
And they get their grass here, so they have new items and new activities.
Yep. So that grass I just threw them into, as they root it up, they'll find those little globs of nectar. And any leaf or bud Pikmin that drinks that nectar will immediately grow into a flower, as you see here. As we said earlier in the last part, we have the flower Pikmin are faster and stronger.
Now, is it only yellow nectar, or do they get other colors later?
It's only yellow nectar, but in the second game there's two other things you can get. There's like red and purple, and those are special sprays that you can use to like fight the bad guys a little bit more effectively. But we'll probably get into that more when we get into the Pikmin 2 playthrough. Which I plan to do as soon as I can buy a new memory card that doesn't have a whole sector of corrupted data.
That also makes sense.
Yes. And then we'll get some more of this grass here. And then we're going to take these guys over to this little barricade, this wall of sticks.
Where they bash their heads against it and they bring it down.
They look like frustrated office workers.
I was thinking call center employees.
Close enough. Look at those guys work.
All the frustration, half the pay.
Yep. Or actually, none of the pay, because Olimar doesn't give them anything. But I can take a break.
Oh, you can sleep?
Yeah, that's a little trick you can do. Like if you're actually damaged, and if I think it's if you hold up on the control pad or down, he will lay down. And if there's any Pikmin around standing next to you, they'll carry you back to the ship.
Oh.
And while you're laying down, you're impervious to damage too. So
That's interesting.
it's a little defensive measure you can pull off.
Not something that they tell you at the beginning.
No, it is. I think it is in the instruction book, but who reads the instruction books these days?
Absolutely no one.
I usually do on the car ride home from the store, but that's it.
I look at the pictures.
So here we have our first enemy, the dwarf Bulborb.
Death to the dwarves, death to the dwarves.
Yes. These guys can be pretty easy if you get a perfect throw on them. One direct hit will kill them. And of course, as any good team of warriors will do, you can take your enemy corpses back to eat them.
That's how you learn. And I see here that you are just taking the ones that are red because you can use the yellow ones to get the yellow ones later for more Pikmin.
Exactly. But then this guy still wanted to attack it anyway. Sometimes you'll find that Pikmin will just do whatever they want, really.
Most people and things will.
Yeah. Now this is a little tricky because there's two of them right close to each other, so you want to really be careful. These little guys, they will sometimes bite your Pikmin, but they don't immediately eat them. So even if they do bite them, you have a chance to save them.
And I see that you just stopped something from taking a blue,
A blue pellet?
That's the word.
Yes. I figure it's more effective to take the red stuff, because we get bonus Pikmin for that. And now we found the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. This will be piece number 2.
Now, will we be able to get it during the rest of the day? You seem to have plenty of time.
Yeah, I've only been through about a quarter of the day so far. It's not even noon yet.
And look at all the little Pikmins you have.
Yay! More Pikmin means more fun.
It means more employees that you don't have to pay, and they'll do what you tell them.
So since I need a whole bunch probably to carry that piece, I'm just going to get these guys to bring a couple pellets back.
Now remember, when you're throwing them, don't aim at the actual flower or at the actual monster, aim at its shadow.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also... I think I'm going to try and take this guy out right now. Do I have the courage to do it with only 5 Pikmin? I don't know.
We'll see.
Let's go, boys. Take him out.
And he gets long legs, so it's harder for them to attack them unless they're thrown on him.
Exactly. You don't want to really swarm them around this guy. You want to throw them onto his back. If you do kind of lose control of the fight, you can just run away. They each have a set range that they won't move out of. Once they get to the edge of that, they just turn around and go back to sleep. So see right there, he's not going to come any farther. So you can kind of play a little bit of cat and mouse with them here.
It's like the aggro for WoW. They only have a certain range that they'll chase you and then they give up. Unless you kite them, but I've never learned that technique.
They're looking a little risky. There's one Pikmin over there. Run, little guy. Run! Whew. Alright, nobody dead yet. Get out of here, you punk.
And again, he goes back to sleep. Just turns his back on you. You would think an enemy would learn.
Especially when he's got like about a quarter of his energy left.
He kind of looks like a ladybug.
A little bit, yeah. He's called I think it's called a spotty Bulborb. We almost got him. We almost got him. And he's out of there. Nobody died.
Congratulations.
Those guys can be pretty brutal if you're not careful with your throws. But there's even worse ones later. Oh, you'll find these guys called the...
And look at how many you have here.
Yeah, we've got 66 in total. As you can see down at the bottom there, we have a little number indicators. The first number shows how many Pikmin are in my current group. The second number is how many are currently outside the onions. And the final number is how many are in total, even including inside the onion.
So are we going to get all these and we're going to go and get your ship part?
I think at the moment I'm just trying to pick out the flower ones. I want to leave them time to grow. Let's see how many we need for this thing anyway. Hopefully it's only 30. And it seems to be 40. Dang it.
So back we go.
Yeah, we'll leave them trying. They might be able to pull it off, you never know.
So in a case like this, it would be a good idea to test to see how many you need, and then you can pull up exactly as many as you need so you don't have to run back.
Exactly.
As time does come as important in this game.
Yeah, so I could have saved a little bit of time, but we're still not even at noon yet, so...
So we're still doing very well?
Yes. So there's 10 more guys. Little leaf guy taking forever. Alright, get to it, boys. I like how they all have to kind of circle around and find their own spot to grab. So they'll take those back, and I think I'm picking out some more flower guys here. But they don't seem to have grown yet. I could have pulled these guys out now. Again, there's like a little stick wall I have to break down elsewhere. Oh, here's noontime. Yes, as you see, he says, pay close attention to your time there, because you can be right in the middle of something drastic, and your time will suddenly start to run out, and then you start to panic, like, oh god, I gotta get all my Pikmin back.
Exactly.
That's what you gotta watch out for. When night falls, any Pikmin that are randomly strewn about the area, they will get left behind and then eaten by the monsters. But if you have them in your group with you, or if they're hiding under their onions, they'll be safe.
Or if they're planted in the ground, they're still good until the next day.
Yeah, they won't come out until you pull them out. Although there is one boss later on who has the power to bring these Pikmin out on his own. He is called the Smoky Prog, and he is the bane of many Pikmin players' existence. Will I get to fight him? Will I get to defeat him? Let's find out someday.
Someday, because we're still not sure how far away he is yet.
He is in the... I think it's the third area that you... or the fourth area. Called the Distant Spring. But that is still some ways away, so we're still in the Forest of Hope. So we got 2 parts now. If we need to get 3 more, we can increase the Dolphin's range and find another landing site.